everybody. Hi, Kelsey.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, doing all right. So you were out saving some kittens yesterday, huh?
I was helping transport between rescues to get some of these guys out of the shelter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many peers do you have there again?
I have 4.
You have 4. All right.
4.
We're gonna.
Everyone away from me.
Yeah, we're getting ready to put together everybody. Kelsey runs the It's Dog or Nothing website, and all things Great Pyrenees, and a good website. You need to go check it out. And we're gonna figure out a way to give you guys the grand tour one of these days, huh, Kelsey?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Okay, let's get started. Boy, we have 2 rescues on today, and we're going to get right to it over here. And we have our first rescue is Indy Great Pyrenees Rescue. And they're based out in Indianapolis, and they're small. All right. Run by Jane Rose there. And we have one of their dogs on. And what I'm going to do here is just like usual. We put together a little video for him, and we'll bring them up, and when the video ends, they'll be there. So here we go. This is for Andy. All right. Wow. Now we did that to get you all up here, and a good looking boy. So now we have another one. I got this out of order, everybody. That's why I'm doing it this way. You guys probably saying, what the heck's he doing? So now we're going to go with, we have to bring the Colorado rescue up first because the dogs are in 2 different locations. Okay. So we're going to switch brands here, and we'd like to introduce you to a dog that they have. His name's Felix, and they also have their puppies. And boy, you got a lot of dogs there, don't you, Brenda?
Yep.
All right. So anyway, here we come up. Here's Andy. Wow, there you are, Judy, way over there, huh?
Yeah.
And there's Mr. Felix. I called him Andy at the beginning of the video. I caught that. All right.
So this is
Felix
Felix.
with the green shirt on.
Yeah, he's got his green shirt on again today. As you can see here, he's got quite a massive hump back here.
Wow.
And this is the second one. So it's coming back again. It's very soft and fluid filled, so we're hoping that it reabsorbs by itself this time.
But if not, he still has vet visits ahead of him, huh?
Yeah, he's got to go in Wednesday and have all the stitches removed from the last surgery. So she'll decide what she's going to do about this one. But hopefully he doesn't have to have another surgery.
And you got
Poor
hit
guy's
with
had 3 in the last month.
Yeah.
So
he's quite the pricey little boy, huh?
yeah, he's a couple $1,000s, I think.
And then
He's a super sweet little guy.
Then you got hit with a double whammy. Then you got Parvo with puppies. So
yeah, we got Parvo, and then there are a few other expenses that we weren't really expecting, and it's just been a bad month. But
yeah. Wow.
So anyway, Felix is I guess about 7, probably going on 8 months old now. Super sweet little guy, very well mannered for his age. Walks really nice on a leash. He's gotten really used to that in the last month, being in my sunroom. He goes on leash walks about 5-6 times a day, and has to go do his business out supervised. So we don't let him loose in the backyard, but maybe once or twice a day if we're kind of watching things, because he's really not supposed to be playing rough with other dogs. But my dogs don't really play rough with him.
He's a puppy.
He's a puppy.
Yeah. I'll tell you, his eyes sure do look different than what they do. I'm going to put this picture up in his cone. It looks like his eyes have, this is right after surgery. So for entropion.
Yeah, they shaved all the way around both eyes, and apparently his skin underneath there is just black.
Yeah.
So he had this horrible black-eyed look, but
yeah, he's really healed up nicely.
Yeah, he's still got some little scars over on the sides, from the stitches, but I think they'll get covered with hair, and he's definitely a lot more comfortable. He's no more goopy eyes, no more squinting, no more acting uncomfortable. So definitely made him feel a lot better, and that one went really smooth.
Yeah. Now he's not quite ready for adoption yet, right? Until you get that. Yeah,
we kind of got to get a handle on this seroma thing and see where it's going, because supposedly typically people get them too, and they're normally caused by like a surgery. People quite often get them when they have abdominal surgery, but they can happen anywhere in your body. They're kind of the difference between a hematoma and a seroma is a hematoma is filled with blood, and a seroma is actually just filled with plasma. So it's just
like clear or
it's just kind of a clear fluid that builds up between the skin and the musculature tissue.
Wow.
And it forms these big bubbles, and normally they will absorb themselves within about 15 to 20 days. But in his case, he got this kind of a rare complication. He got this extremely hard, almost calcification kind of stuff. So the lumps turned really hard and got this really hard shell around them. And the seroma turned into like 3 or 4 different little lumps.
Wow.
And they just turned hard as a rock. So the vet decided she wanted to get him out of there, and she didn't like the looks of them. She didn't know what they were. So we shipped him off to CSU for histology and have it checked out, because we were actually thinking for a while there it might be some kind of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But
what's
came
CSU?
back as
Colorado State University?
Yeah, up in Fort Collins.
All right. How does this happen to a 6-month-old puppy? Because he was 6 months at the time.
Well, they originally thought it was a spider bite, but now I'm kind of wondering if he suffered some kind of trauma. He was playing with what we call the president's men, our other big puppies that are Newfie Mastiff Pyramix.
Oh, wow.
So they're kind of giant guys, and they play pretty rough. And I'm kind of wondering if maybe, they jumped on him and chewed on him or something and caused some kind of a under tissue trauma.
Okay.
I
Wow.
don't really know what happened to him that caused this. It was very strange, but that's the only thing I can think of. He is. He's very, very sweet.
And is he good with the other dogs so far? Apparently.
Oh yeah, he plays with everybody.
And when
even my dog Nala likes him, and she doesn't like anybody.
Your dog Nala doesn't like anybody, just like the video said. No other dog.
Yeah.
Except
but she likes him. He's very respectful of her. She's an old lady, so he's very respectful of her and doesn't jump on her and bite on her. And she gives him a little growl.
And Pyrenees have intuitions, all right? And she's a female. There might be a little bit of nurturing going on there because he's not feeling 100%. And maybe she picks up on that too. Yeah.
I think it's probably more that she's not feeling 100% because she's over 12 years old now.
She's a senior. Yeah. She's a little old lady or a big old lady.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah. And she's had 2 ACL TPLO surgeries. So her rear end is probably getting kind of sore and arthritic. And
okay. Wow.
She just doesn't play rowdy like she used to, but
yeah. Right.
But she's still the queen.
Oh yeah. So, okay. Thanks for coming up. Now between the puppies and him, you racked up some pretty high vet bills now, didn't you?
Yeah, just Felix and the puppies were probably around over $6,000, probably $6,500 or so.
Yeah. And folks, if you guys can give her a hand with that, the website address is up on the screen now. If you can make a little bit of a donation, any little amount, that'll help her recoup some of that. They're not in fear of going out of business or anything like that. That's not what they do. They've been around a long time, but it does take a big bite out of any rescue when they get hit like this.
Yeah, it's always comfortable to have a little money in savings because you never know what's going to hit you.
Right.
And, it seems like every time we get money in the savings, something hits us. So,
yeah. But the bottom line was you were able to get them treated and then ask for help.
Yeah. See, that's what credit cards are for.
Yeah. And that's, that's right. That's absolutely right. So, if you can help recoup some of this money, you're going to meet the puppies here in a bit. They're great. You got a little taste of them on their video, but PYRescue.org/info/donate. Okay. Any little bit will help them. So, all right, Judy, you want to go back in and get everything set up to go let us meet Charlie and Max, and we're going to bring Andy up, all right? I think she's in agreement. She froze. Okay, so thank you, Judy. And, here we are. Hi, Brenda. Everybody meet Brenda and Andy. And the cool part here is we had a comment about Mr. Andy. Robin says, she wished she could take him, birth defect and all.
Well, good.
So let's talk about the birth defect, all right? What the heck is going on there?
My understanding is his hips are not in the socket, so they're just, I guess, loose in there. But it doesn't. He plays. You saw while the other lady was on with Felix how they were roughhousing. So it doesn't slow him down. Well, it slows him down. He can't run as fast as the others, but he rolls them in the yard. They roll him, and they roughhouse pretty good.
And he has no problem chasing emergency vehicles, we saw.
Nope. He likes to run that back fence with the rest of them and bark at whatever's going by.
Wow. Now, one of the things I've really, really noticed, and I think other people did too, is there was a young child in a lot of that video.
Yes.
And he seems to be doing very, very well with these young children, isn't he?
Yes, that was our 22-month-old granddaughter, and she loves dogs, and she knows she respects them. She's careful not to climb on them or step on them or hug too much. And he does fine with her. He doesn't knock her down or anything.
Wow.
She loves those dogs.
There's the husky.
Yep, they're always out there.
We have a picture of those two
Yeah.
kind of cuddling, huh?
Yep.
There's actually two pictures. And that's the one. And wow. Now you haven't had Andy all that long, but yet we're seeing all of this.
Yes, we've had him since about mid-June. And we were fostering his brother, Gordon, and he got adopted after being with us for like a month and 4 days, and he went to Ohio. And when we took Gordon to the kennels, we brought home Andy. And so he's been with us since then. And the thing is, when we brought Andy home, we thought this dog is stupid. We thought this dog was ignoring us. We didn't understand why he wouldn't pay attention to us. And it wasn't the dog. It was Scott and I, because we kept calling him Gordon, and he wouldn't respond to his name because we had just gotten rid of the other foster dog, which was
So he knows his name. Wow. He
It
does.
took us a while to figure out why he wouldn't listen to us, and then we realized we were calling him his brother's name.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. IGPR.org. Andy is available for adoption. Okay. And how old do we think he is again?
When we first got them in May, they thought they were brothers, 18 months to 2 years. So I would say probably closer to 2 years now.
Okay. So his little, now what is it with his what makes his hips weird?
The way he walks, he kind of sidewinds.
Okay.
He got a big sway in his hind end.
And what's causing that is and they think this is genetic. Now they've had him to the orthopedic surgeon, and the orthopedic surgeon said you can do surgery or you don't have to do surgery because it's not really affecting him. They don't believe he's in pain. And his hip balls aren't in the sockets, but he was born this way. Did I understand that correctly?
Yep, that's what I have heard. Yes.
Okay.
And he's not in pain. You see how they roughhouse and play. There's no pain there.
Yeah. Out of your pack, who seems to be his favorite?
Tucker.
Tucker.
Yep, which Tucker's
Is Tucker the one that was cleaning him in the video?
Yep. Yes.
Wow. You see, I've never seen anything like that before. And
No.
I can't believe I don't have that particular video staged here to play just that video, but I'm fixing to. All right. When did he start doing that?
I would say probably after he'd been here, 2 or 3 weeks, he started doing that. But Tucker's always been one to groom the other dogs too.
Okay. So just 2 or 3 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That didn't take long. So
No.
how long did it take him to settle in, or did you even really need much of a settle in?
About a week for everybody to calm down and get over the new guy.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. And then about a month for him to really learn our routine on feeding and where he eats and when it's time to go potty.
Okay. Now, he came from kind of a publicized neglect case out there in Indiana.
That's correct. Yes.
I saw a newspaper article on it even. And is that still ongoing, or do you know, or is that over now?
I think it's over now. That's why the dogs were released, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know.
Gotcha. And that does make sense. And there were other dogs. There was a number in there. I forget how many dogs, but there were alpacas and stuff.
I think there were 7 dogs total. And I know Jane got at least 3 of them, which would have been Gordon, Andy, and Aunt B.
Okay.
Aunt B was the mother.
And his brother, I never met his brother, but man, he must have got adopted pretty quickly.
He did.
Okay.
Might have been
Andy can't let his brother show him up. So
no.
IGPR.org, adopt an adoption form, and you can read his bio right there and everything. He's public. He's the very first one when you go to the Adoptable Dogs on the website, and you can read his bio there. and let's get him moved along so Brenda, can foster another one.
That's right. I was going to take Aunt B if Jane would have approved, but he's already pending.
Oh, so Aunt B's already pending. Wow. Holy cow. So anyway, so there you have it. Andy does well with cats, children. What kind of fence do you think he would need?
I think any kind of fence, because I don't think he can really jump because he doesn't have that strength maybe in his back, but he can run, but I've never seen him jump.
Okay. So now there's standard fence restrictions that Indy has, but I'm pretty sure that they take that case by case. So hey, what's it hurt? Go in and apply. And if you don't make it through, don't get mad. It's nothing personal. You can help in other ways. Okay. Kelsey, do you have any questions for Brenda about Andy and maybe the husky possibly? This is something. Have you ever seen that?
No, that's something.
Let me see if I brought that.
Rides.
Now that's not the right video. I don't have it on this drive, but you'll be seeing that video some more because she just gave me permission to use it in other videos too. So Tucker was cleaning Andy like a cat. It was amazing. I had never seen that. So Brenda, guys, thank you. I'm gonna move you off to the side. Now which one's Andy again?
Andy's sitting over here by himself on the couch.
I see.
His on the floor.
Okay.
He's on the couch.
All right.
There he is.
Good looking boy. Boy, oh boy. Well, thanks for bringing him up. I'm going to move you off to the side. We're going to bring Judy back up with the puppies. And let's get her up here. I got a lot of ums today. I can't believe that. As soon as I said we were going to do Felix, and then I brought you guys up. And when you guys get closer to my age, you'll understand the memory problem, all right? Oh, so, all right, Judy, here you come. And, oh boy, look at that. We've got warning signs and everything. So, these puppies got Parvo. They're pretty sure that they were already infected before they came into rescue. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. You're in jail. I heard you there a second ago. She must be having some audio issues. You got good video. I don't hear you. So you got good video. In that case, I want to ask Kelsey, who's that up there on the couch right now?
That's Kiska up there.
Okay. Where's Takani?
He was the one. He was playing with her in the background earlier.
All right. We're trying to get Judy's audio back. Oh, I think I heard her. Now we're getting a freeze frame. But Michael knows that because he can see that. There we go. Can you hear me yet, Judy?
I guess I should log off, log back on.
All right. Okay, we'll come back to them. They got to get reconnected. Their facility there in Colorado is facility-based, obviously, and they built this facility, and they built it around their dogs, not trying to cram dogs into something pre-built. There you are. Is that any better?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you are. You're in jail.
I'm in here with these puppies, so we're going to go ahead and give them one of their many daily meals here.
Okay.
That's what they're standing at the gate for, because they see it sitting out there.
All right.
So I'm gonna grab this.
We get to see the process.
Yeah.
They look like they're feeling much better.
They are feeling excellent.
Okay, now which one's which?
The bigger one with the black collar is Charlie.
Oh,
And
hi, Charlie.
the little guy is Max.
Is that the one you're going to put a stamp on and mail in to me?
Oh, come over here, Charlie. Okay, so this is Max right here. This is Charlie.
Wow.
Max is the runt. I always like the runt best, but
boy, they eat good now, don't they?
yep, they are.
All right, Michael, hold your head the other way. There you are. You're back. You froze for a second.
Oh, okay.
Well, they are, but they're eating good. We didn't hear what you said after that.
Yeah, they're doing great. We're feeding them about 5 or 6 small meals a day,
Okay.
but we're kind of weaning them back onto kibble now because
All
they're doing so great.
All right. Now, are they? They're not available yet. Is that correct over medical?
No, we're gonna hold them until probably 10 days or so.
10 days. All right.
Yeah, because Parvo is, according to the vet, Parvo is contagious for about 10 days.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I don't want to spread this around anywhere.
Right.
We don't have to, but so technically, if people want to come out and meet them or put in an adoption application on them, we're great with that. They just can't take them home for a while. We just want to make absolutely sure they're fine.
While they're out there, they can pick some poop up too, right?
Oh yeah, sure. We got lots of that.
Yeah. And I've got their donation page address up again. And they could use a hand with some of these bills. They got hit pretty good. Now the person that surrendered these bought them at an auction. I've never heard of.
You can come in.
Peers getting auctioned off before.
This apparently was a farm liquidation sale. So the farmer was moving off the farm and selling all his equipment, all his animals, all that junk. So he told this guy that he would sell him 5 Pyrenees puppies for $50, and that he could take them home and put them on Craigslist and sell them for $300-400 a piece. So it sounds like the guy bought them as an investment.
Well, that was a pipe dream, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he lives in a little bitty town right off of Highway 50, kind of near the Kansas border, called Sugar City, Colorado. And apparently he got home and discovered this is sugar beets and melon farming country down there.
Right.
Not a lot of ranches with animals.
Gotcha.
So I'm guessing peers were probably in big demand.
Gotcha. All right.
So he sold a couple of them and then, decided that I guess he's an audio engineer or something, and he got a job in Denver and said he was going to be gone most of the week and wouldn't be able to take care of these puppies. And so can he please quick bring them over to my house? I kind of wonder if he didn't already know they were sick.
Right. Because, and we usually don't go into this a lot, but there was a third one, right?
There was a third one. Yes. Clifford. And he passed away.
He didn't make it. And
yeah, he did not make it.
These two did.
Yeah. And the vet thinks because I gave them all a distemper parvo shot when they first got here. So that was a few days earlier.
You gave them just that enough boost to be able to fight harder.
Yeah, she said that probably helped a lot. And the fact that they are a little older puppies. These guys were like 12, 13 weeks old. So, the more body mass they have, the easier it is for them to stave off dehydration and all that. So,
right. You sent me a picture of Charlie sitting in a wheelbarrow. Apparently that picture was taken at a little bit younger age.
Yeah, I think that guy took those pictures because those are the ones he sent to me. Whenever somebody puts in a release form, I always ask them to send pictures because I got to make sure that what they're trying to give me is actually a Pyrenees.
Yeah.
And not a white standard poodle or.
In rescue, especially a breed-specific rescue like any of the Great Pyrenees rescues, shelters will call us up and say, we got a Pyr mix down here, and we'll go down there and it's a poodle. But it's not the fact that they don't know. It's the fact that the shelters will do anything to move their dogs out.
Yep.
Because in rescue, if you say no, that's all, you're done because you don't have room. You can't take the dog. Think about what the shelter has to do. There's a possibility they may have to euthanize a healthy dog because their contract says they must take strays in. So always think about that and be gentle to your shelters. They don't want to euthanize healthy dogs. Just trust me on that one.
And I don't blame them. But, on the flip side, being a breed-specific rescue, it's not that I have anything against other breeds. And I do take Pyr mixes in, all kinds of Pyr mixes. But I'm better off sticking with the livestock guardian breeds.
Mm-hmm. Because they're specialized. All right. She'll unfreeze in a second. It seems to be a pattern here. Um, but well, they're quite they're in a metal building, and access points have trouble going through metal. There, you're back.
Yep.
Okay, so we got you back.
Okay.
And these are steel walls, so they don't chew through them.
Right, that's what I was just saying. My boy, it's just maybe you can get us another access point and just kind of put it on the other side of that Eve up there, Michael. I don't know.
It's
You're
tricky here.
You're the expert at that stuff, not me. Anyway, so when they become available, you have to bring them back on again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we can promote adoptable dogs, because we just promoted 3 of your dogs and not a one of them is adoptable. But we just wanted to get you out here and, you know, get her up here and let you know what a rescue is capable of getting hit with sometimes. Okay.
Look at this face.
So any donation towards these, boy, adorable. So also too, she's gonna get them available as soon as she can, because you got to adopt them while they're still adorable, right?
Oh yeah.
So could you still hear me when you were frozen?
Yes.
Okay, good. He is. Now, which one's that?
This one's Max.
That one's Max. So he had dual IVs. See, we can't hear you when you freeze. So, but he sure is adorable. Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Now, why did he have 2 IVs and Charlie only had 1?
Well, when I went to pick him up, there was only 1 catheter in. So I'm kind of wondering if they tried and couldn't get a vein and switched
Couldn't
legs
find
or
a vein
something.
on the other one. Gotcha. Yeah, that happens. All right. Well, thanks for bringing them up. Now, you have a procedure when you leave that facility, right?
Yeah, we do. I did a lot of research on Parvo and what kills it and all that good stuff. So over here, right across the hall.
Caitlin says Max or Charlie and Max look a lot bigger even from last weekend.
Oh, yes. Okay, so down here, I have a pan with some towels in it. And this has like a 1:32 ratio of bleach water in it. So I want everybody to stand in it and wipe their feet off real good.
And why is that?
This is to get the Parvo off their shoes.
Because
So if
you
they're in the
can walk
kennel,
around and spread Parvo.
yes, you can.
Okay.
And then you can dry your feet off over here.
Okay.
Not complicated, but
Right. Parvo's a nasty
so this
disease.
is how we sanitize feet.
Okay. Boy, they got signs hanging up and everything. And everybody
gotta
has to do that, correct?
Yeah, I don't want Parvo tracked all over my kennel.
Right.
Everybody here is vaccinated, but the more we spread it around, the less likely we will be able to take in any unvaccinated dogs.
Right.
So
And
this kennel is going to be off limits.
Right. And
for a
that's the
long
important
time.
part is it takes a long time for Parvo to die, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, we're looking at 9 months to a year before you can have a unvaccinated puppy in that area, huh?
Right. They do make some commercial parvicides that we're going to use on the dirt outside, but I still don't feel comfortable bringing puppies in here for a good long time. So
That's right.
we're just trying to keep the rest of the kennel clean in case we do get some unvaccinated dogs in, that we will have a safe place to put them.
Your rescue, that happens sometimes.
Yes.
So, and always remember, just because somebody surrenders an unvaccinated dog doesn't mean they're bad people. Maybe they're surrendering because they couldn't afford the vaccinations anymore. Anything could have happened. They could have lost their job, anything. Okay.
Well, sometimes we just get dogs in that have no proof of vaccination.
Right.
Which means we don't know whether they really got them or they didn't. So
that's correct. All right. Wow. Now, I would like to touch on something else too, that going back to Felix, the entropion. Can you explain that one to us? You want to go sit down and relax, or you want to go back up to the house? For that
Actually, let me go wash up a little bit.
one? Okay.
So let me check
All right.
out for about 5-10 minutes, and then I'll come back
and
on.
we're going to bring Brenda and Andy back up, because that is one that dog. He's available for adoption. Let's get him adopted while you're out there. All right, Judy, I'll take you on back down to the green room then.
All right, bye.
All righty. All right, you're back up, aren't you?
Yep.
Okay, is that still Andy on the couch?
Nope, Andy's on the floor now.
Okay.
With his back to you.
Who's that won't leave Dad's lap there?
That's little Lita.
That's
And
little Lita.
Is a foster failure because we fostered her back in November of last year. Her and her sister were just puppies, and we fostered them. And both my youngest son and Scott fell in love with Lita, and we ended up adopting her. And
So far, I haven't heard any barking out of your pack. Are you sure they're Pyrenees?
Oh yeah, they were roughhousing there at the beginning of the show, and now they're just done playing.
They got tired.
Yep, Andy's chewing on his bone, and everyone else is sleeping.
And that's kind of important. Andy's chewing on his bone, and there's there's 3 other dogs in there,
Yep.
and nobody wants to go steal his bone.
No, and even if they do, when they are playing, there's never any conflict. They're
Wow.
fine with trading toys, and a lot of times the husky Jasper here will like to take a toy when they're outside and play keep away and run around the yard with it, and all the other dogs chase them, and he thinks that's just the greatest game ever.
So, did you teach them this, or is this their personalities naturally, and you're just as shocked as we all are?
Yeah, but when how they
Wow,
are.
ain't that something? See, folks, it can happen, but you can never count on it. This is a bonus.
Yes.
And look at him, and he's the new guy.
Yeah,
And a lot of times, dogs from like hoarding cases or neglect cases, they don't come this way without a little bit of work first.
that's lucky. But he was
so-
also with the shelter for a while, I think February until May.
Well, that was when the case was going through legal action, right?
I believe so. Yes, I don't know for sure, but that's what I believe.
And that's the problem with cases like that. A lot of times rescues can't get the dog until proceedings are over, unless it's a special thing where the judge says, yeah, we got to get that dog safe somewhere. But, and plus Kelsey's pack is being quiet right now too.
They are. I'm very surprised.
Now, I saw a cat up on your sofa first.
Yeah.
Your dog didn't jump up and squish the cat, did he?
Nope, he's there still. You can see his
Okay.
white feet. He blends in.
One of mine one time just wouldn't see the cat, wouldn't realize the cat was there because it was so much smaller, and spin around and lay down. Next thing you know, wow, cat's running out from under him. So, but Indy, IGPR.org, that's where Andy's at. You can read his bio. You can apply for him. You can donate at that same website because, well, Indy's a rescue. They survive on donations also. Okay.
Yep, he's
Yeah.
also fully potty trained.
Wow. Ain't that something? It's an amazing breed, isn't it?
Yes, yep. We
Yeah.
had him up at night, and then we started leaving him out, and he did fine overnight. So
Wow.
he didn't have to stay in his
He's
kennel.
been a pretty easy foster.
Yeah. All of mine have been easy fosters except for our very first one, which was Moose.
Yeah. Moose is a special boy. He had a lot of baggage that came with him.
Yeah, he did.
All right. He had a very rough life, and it was for a long time before he came into rescue, obviously. So, but anyway, and Moose is doing he's thriving now. So,
Yeah.
but IGPR.org, that's where it's all happening. I guess I should probably bring you into the Indy studio here. There we are. Now we're at IGPR.org. I had 4 rescues on the first show. You talk about getting confusing on bringing them into their own brand. So But Kelsey, do you have any questions for Brenda now for Andy?
No, not at this point. I had a few.
She's got it going on over there, doesn't she?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean,
mine are everywhere. Mine don't care.
well, you have Takani. You got it going on with him too.
Yeah,
and that's another thing. Great Pyrenees Rescue Montana. That's where Kelsey. That's her base rescue. Yep. And she also has a cat rescue, a kitten rescue, right?
Yep, kitten rescue and special needs cats.
Special needs cats. So, wow, special needs cats. I never even thought about that one before.
Yep. So
I guess that's why you have them, because a lot of people don't think about them, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, we'll have to bring your cat rescue on one of these days.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's no reason that we can't. Well, there is a reason, because, well, there's no reason. There's nothing stopping us.
Exactly. So, we can do what we want.
And we'll have to rely on you on hosting that show, because I don't know much about cats.
I got it.
Have you ever trained one?
No.
Is there a reason for that? Could they be not trainable?
No. I mean, cats kind of do their own thing. I mean, I've taught some their names, and to come to me when I make certain noises, but not like I train my peers.
Yeah. You have to. I've got Kelsey a whole studio like what you see in here, the template for the display. I've got Kelsey one all made up, ready for her to come on. Hey, that's what we'll do. When we feature your cats, that's when we'll tour your website. How's that?
Sounds good.
That sounds like a good idea. We're gonna have to start putting that together.
Yeah, we'll have to start planning that for sure.
Yeah. So we had a big show yesterday, and we were having a big show today. We got as soon as Judy gets cleaned up, we're going to go over entropion and what it is and how bad it is, how common and uncommon it is, and go from there, because it's not the end of the world. It's not that expensive to treat, depending on what area you're in. If you live in an area where it costs you $100 just to walk through the door of your vet, that could get expensive. But typically, entropion surgery is not. It's kind of common almost, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Have you ever dealt with it, Kelsey?
No, personally, I have not.
I have twice with rescue dog. Yeah. And now both of mine, it was just one eye. Now with Felix, it was both eyes that were affected with him.
Yeah.
So, and I think I bored Brenda. I think she got up and got tired and left.
She's getting treats.
Oh. Wow. And she cleared the room. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wherever I go, they go.
You have a what?
I said, wherever I go, they usually go with me.
Okay.
Follow me around.
Wow, you even cleared Dad's lap, too.
Yeah.
There. Try to wake him up a little bit.
He sits without any problem. He gets up without any problem.
Yep.
And just like the orthopedic vet said, he doesn't think, you got a choice, surgery or no surgery. So if you adopt Andy, once again, you still have a choice. And I'll tell you what else is confusing about the show. Yesterday's show with Montana, we had Annie on. Andy. And you think that wasn't a little confusing setting all this up. So your husky almost seems like the black sheep.
Yeah, he doesn't blend in very well, does he? He stands out.
Yeah, easy to find. It's amazing how well that, even with the husky, because huskies, that's a special breed. They're sled breed, sled dog breed, and they're hyper. They have a lot of energy, and they're born to, go over your fence and just keep right on going. Have you had that experience? You've had huskies, right?
Yep, husky is my preferred breed, but when we lost ours, we couldn't find any rescue huskies that were cat friendly that we were looking for. And one of my rescue friends found him as a puppy, and so we adopted him. And we tried a couple of adult dogs that were supposed to be cat friendly, and it turns out they weren't. So we just went back to fostering because we were having better luck with the Great Pyrenees.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Judy's back, and
I'm
we
gonna walk
want to talk about. We want to talk about. Oh, look at this.
Great guys. Come here. Say his name. Maybe he'll. I want to show you how
Hey,
pretty
Andy.
his dogs are.
Andy.
See?
Oh, he's got Akbashi eyes, doesn't he, Judy?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. You can hear us,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Yep. It didn't show
No,
my
he's
mic
a
was
peer.
working, so I didn't know if you could hear us or not.
Yeah. No, he's a peer.
But there he is close up.
That's a good looking boy. All right, Andy. And I want you to go ahead and lay down now and just be comfortable. All right. So we're going to switch back over here to the Colorado studio, and we're going to just do it this way here. There we go. Everybody's equal. And we see Kelsey's couch perfectly with the cat.
I'm helping Maja up over here. Maja had me at the emergency vet the other night, so she's a little rough.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So entropion. Now Kelsey's never had a case of it either, but she knows about it. Okay. So what is that, Judy?
Right there, where?
Oh, you didn't
Kelsey's
hear us?
dog?
It's entropion. I guess Judy can't hear us. Well, that kind of stinks.
I'm not hearing real well.
Yeah.
No, I can't hear you. You're kind of
Oh,
twanging
okay.
around.
all right. Have Michael exit and come back. All right. I guess that didn't make a lot of sense, did it? Telling her what to do when she can't hear me. All right. We may have to cover entropion next week, and throughout the week we will get Judy's audio and glitches worked out, because typically what causes that is unstable internet connection. So, now you hear me yet, Judy?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, entropion, what is it? I just spoke real fast.
Oh, okay. Entropion is where the eyelids are just turned inward slightly so that the eyelashes are rubbing up against the cornea of the eye.
Okay, we lost you again there, Judy. Becky, Brenda?
Yes.
Becky asked if Andy would be at a higher risk of arthritis as he gets older.
From what I've
Okay.
been told, no, because
No?
there's no bone on bone.
Okay. And then the second part to that same question is, what is the potential for surgery? And I believe she's asking, could it possibly that it could end up being required later on?
That I do not know, and I cannot answer. Jane would be able to answer that more,
Okay.
and go from there.
Okay. I appreciate it, because we like to cover the questions. All right. Are we back, Judy? I don't think we are.
Yep, just pretty frozen.
Yeah, she. This typically doesn't happen this bad there.
Michael thinks we're still connected down at the kennels.
Yeah, that could easily be, because if the wind's blowing that way, right? So
How do you fix that?
weather makes a difference. Hi, Michael. There we go. Bye, Michael. We're going to call it a day. All right. We will make it a point to cover the entropion. We typically don't cover medical because, well, I'm not a vet and I don't claim to be, and I don't want to give any misinformation. The only reason we would cover it, and we're not covering any veterinary practices, stuff like that. It's just that Judy's been doing this a long time out there, and she sees a lot. Okay. And she sees a lot, just like Jane does. She sees a lot. All right. And so Judy can touch on her experiences with the vets.
Yeah.
I think Felix had both eyes done, and I believe they said it was like $400 surgery for both eyes.
Sounds about right from what I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not, and it's very, very successful, and it's a minor surgery. It looks worse than what it was. So,
Yeah.
but any surgery is still a surgery. So, Wow, what a show. We'll give it I'm not going to sit here and stumble through the rest of it.
Well, you
Okay.
see what Tucker's doing right now. He's grooming Andy.
Oh, look at that. There it is. There it is. You see that, Kelsey?
Yeah. The only time I've seen that is Maja used to do that to Atka when he was a baby, but it's not something you see often.
Wow. She sent a video that's in Andy's video. I actually played the entire clip in there of Tucker grooming. A good job of grooming Andy, and then at the end of the video, you see Andy just laying back. Oh, that just put me to sleep.
Yeah. That's what he's got his head on. Well, he did have his head on Tucker.
Now, is he a pure golden?
I believe so. He was a puppy when we got him. Actually, we adopted him from Du Bois County, where Kavia is at.
Okay.
Kavia that had avalanche on, she was the foster for Tucker. And that's how we ended up adopting Tucker.
While you were gone, Judy, Tucker was grooming Andy.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I figured out the problem, or Michael figured out the problem. We were still connected down at the kennel.
Okay. So he reconnected you. And you look, the video's better, audio's better. So, okay, let's go back to the entropion. Let's actually start over again. What is it and what do they do?
Okay, it's where an eyelid, and this can happen. They can be born this way, or they can develop it later in life. But it's where an eyelid is kind of curved inwards, and the eyelashes are rubbing against the cornea, and it can cause corneal ulcers and massive irritation. I mean, for the dog, it must feel like they have gravel in their eyes all the time. So their eyes get very light sensitive. They squint a lot. They get a ton of green goop coming out of their eyes. It kind of looks like an eye infection, except it's just irritation from the eyelashes. So the surgery for it is actually pretty easy. They just go in and remove a little flap of skin and then sew the edges together, and it's just enough to pull that eyelid up, just a hair, so that the eyelashes aren't rubbing against the eye anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not even a terribly expensive surgery. I think Felix's was $428.
Okay. Now Felix had to have both eyes, right?
He had to have both eyes, and his, of course, he's weird. His was actually, yeah. I think we've had probably some dogs have had to have one eye, some have had both eyes. Okay. He was the first one that actually had eyelashes on the bottom and the top, but just in the outer corners. Oh. So he had to have a cut that went this way, like a little V-shaped cut, and it had to do the bottom and the top lids, just at the outer corners.
Right, I see.
So it's really it's not a complicated fix. My normal vet did it. We didn't have to have a specialist or anything.
Yeah. Vicky says she adopted a pure mix 11 years ago, Bopper, and still going strong. A little slow, but still. He's big and hairy still. And she says he's a love monster. So, but most peers are. So, but we don't get many that groom another one. Not peers and peers. Not many of them. That's the first one I've ever seen. I have never seen that before. Brenda gave us permission to use Tucker and Felix's video in other videos. So that'd be a good thing. Yeah. Oh, that was amazing. So, and Kelsey says she hadn't had one either. And she's had a lot of peers.
I never have.
And you've even had more peers. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Kelsey's had a lot of peers.
I have.
And you're there by yourself.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Judy has volunteers sometimes, right? Not all the time. Yeah. Well, most of the time. You got some good volunteers there too. You've got some good, dependable, solid volunteers. Oh,
yeah.
He had eye surgery too.
But... Oh, that's the same one.
Bopper had the eye surgery too. So, Yeah, that was, and like I said, I've had one or two cases myself over the years. I mean, it's not common. I didn't think it was common, but you would know that better than me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's super common, but you know,
It happens.
we've had like four cases of it.
Now, is that a birth defect?
No, it can happen to older dogs too. I think sometimes, just like us old people, you know, their eyes start getting a little baggy as they get older.
Is there a set? Do they know what causes it? Are there any preventative measures like sunglasses?
I don't think so. I think it's just one of those freaky things that happens once in a while.
Okay. All right. So
I don't think it's like a genetic thing or, you know, anything like that. It's, as far as I can tell, it just happens.
okay. So all you folks that post pictures of your peers with sunglasses on, that's not helping the entropion, right? But they're cute pictures. Keep posting them. All right.
But it is an interesting thing to look for, because a lot of people, if their dogs start squinting and their eyes get real goopy, they automatically think that they've got like pink eye or, you know, some kind of eye infection, when this could be what it is.
And does the vet have to confirm it, or did you know what it was, or did you have to take them to the vet because you
Well,
didn't
the first couple of times I didn't know what it was, and the vet had to tell me. But now, since we've done it a few times, now I kind of know what to look for.
Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. Well, did we cover everything, Judy, that we talked about?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Next week we'll touch on something else, right? You going to be here next week, Judy?
Yeah, I can be here.
Yeah, we're going to try to. Maybe we can get Kelsey put together between now and next week. I don't know what her schedule's like. She's been pretty busy, but we're going to try to get Kelsey on with a tour of the It's Dog or Nothing page. And
that would be great.
Yeah, because there's probably sections in there I don't even know. All right. Because web pages can have some hidden stuff in there, and you say, "Oh wow, I didn't know that was there." Well, it's been there for 20 years. Well, I didn't know that. So, you never know. But she also has her Facebook page attached to that, and man, that's got a lot of action on that too. All right. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff there, a lot of learning that's able to happen on that page. Okay. And it's everything Great Pyrenees, right?
Absolutely.
So, Brenda, how much of the Great Pyrenees stuff can adapt over to the Huskies? There's a loaded question.
Yeah. They like to house together.
Basically, a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's a working breed, and we do attachment driven relationships, and that's our training. Judy wants to know, I think it's Judy, it might be Linda, or it might be Nancy. You didn't type that.
It's not me. It's not
Nancy
me.
wants to know, how is Kelsey's dog that had the emergency? Because whoever this is, for sure, I see PYRescue.org. They saw your post.
Yeah, Margaret's doing really well. She goes for a recheck in just over a week. The first 3 days were really rough.
What happened?
We think so. The current diagnosis is IVDD. I don't know that I agree with that diagnosis. So we're getting some other opinions.
Second opinion, right?
Yeah, it might have just been a soft tissue injury, but she was just panting really hard one night. She gets dressed and she pants sometimes, but this was just excessive, and she tried to move and she just screamed in pain. And I mean, this was at like 9:30 at night. So we went to the emergency that night, did x-rays, blood work, the whole 9 yards. And she's been on pain meds and muscle relaxers, and she's been doing really, really well. Definitely still not back to 100%, but she's comfortable. She wasn't sleeping for days because she was just in so much pain, but she's.
Will she have a follow up, or?
Is it about a week and a half back to the same one, and then we have another appointment a couple days after that with her regular vet. So
you have a specialist and your regular vet. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, boy, I hope she does better. How old is she?
She will be 10 at the end of next month.
And that makes it that much scarier.
Yeah, that's why I was not risking anything. And we have pet insurance, so we went to the emergency vet and did everything we needed.
I was going to ask if we needed to think about running a fundraiser for you or not.
We submitted a lot of claims to pet insurance this past week.
And you know, I would one of these days I would like to talk about pet insurance, because the pet insurance is really, that's a changing industry, because at one time I think man, that was something to avoid, but I'm starting to see that's getting a little better. Before you got your pet insurance, I bet you did a lot of research, didn't you?
Oh yeah, a lot of research.
Okay. I would like to talk about that, because I think pet insurance can be extremely important, especially when you have a pack of dogs like what Brenda has down there. Okay.
I would like to know more about pet insurance.
There you go. So, hey, maybe next week. Can you put something together for next week?
Yeah, I'll work on that.
There you go. We're gonna have a big show next week. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget it.
Yeah.
When you get closer to mine and Judy's age, you'll understand better, Kelsey.
I had to write it down anyway, so.
All right, everybody. Wow, we're on overtime. Boy, I stumbled through that one for a little while. Thank you, Michael, for fixing that connection. But that was a good call.
He said you're welcome.
Because we don't like those connections like that. And there's anybody. Uh-oh, Kelsey just froze. She's got her claws out. There, you're back. Anytime your internet has a glitch,
yeah,
it shows up. And these platforms require stable internet. I'm plugged in. All right. I'm on wired. I got gigabit internet, and I can still have a glitch. All right. Because nothing's 100% stable nowadays. So, all right, everybody, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Now I got to go to work. Well, if you want to call it work, I actually I have a training call coming in, so here in about 25 minutes. So anyway, thank you, Brenda, so much for coming on here and listening to me stumble through all this with your pack. You got a good looking pack.
Thank you, and thank you for having us on. I would have loved to come back again sometime, but maybe talk about fostering.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him moved along. So, I mean, this is always a chain reaction, domino effect, if you may. When somebody adopts Andy, that lets her get another dog from Jane. That opens up a spot for Jane to save another dog. Okay. Yeah. And now with Judy actually has one or two fosters. Okay. But she keeps most of hers in her backyard. She knows everything there is to know about every one of her dogs. All right. So, but you had one that wanted to foster, right?
Yeah.
So, because you've never been thrilled about fosters, because you don't want to have to go all over the country for your dogs. So, and I get that. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. Maybe I'm a micromanager. I don't know.
That could be too. And by the way, Vicky, thank you for adopting too, because that's where, I mean, that's kind of important, because when you adopt, that means that opens up a foster. And well, we just went through that. So adopters are very, very important. There's a lot that keeps a rescue alive. All right. And adopters are a major part of that. And donors are a major part. And fosters, what I used to say was fosters make it happen. The donors make it possible. Okay.
True.
So, all right, everybody, we're out of here. We'll see everybody next week. We got to get another Indy dog on next week. This was really cool. Maybe he'll get adopted. You'll have a new foster for next week.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it be? All right, everybody. And as usual, the recordings of this stays on the websites. So we stream to 8 locations. All right. So everybody, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Happy Sunday.